Nearman Condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
This is Mr. Chris Claremont, a legend.
Melanie goes,
Tired.
how's it going, all you mentees? Uncanny Omar here from Nearman Condition, the home of collected editions. And it's time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. That's right. We're going to be looking at the collected editions coming out in August of 2024. It's that time of the month already. So let's go ahead and get started. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before going any further, a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. And the link to our Patreon is in the description of the video, and there are different tiers that you can choose to join. Now, also a big thank you to my buddy Dom of X for just cranking out the contents and all of those pictures. My gosh, I could not be doing this without you, buddy. So thank you so much. So we have 4 weeks to talk about, and what I always like to stress is that some dates are always suitable for changing. So even though we have the current dates as of the filming of this video, you never know when something might move or something just gets a little behind. And that could be due to the printing or the distribution. So just keep that in mind. And before I go any further, smash that like button, please. That's a very small thing you can do for us here on the channel, but it goes a long way for us. And a big thank you to all of you that love this particular video that I've been doing for the, oh my gosh, I think going on now 5 years. That started as my own personal reminder of books coming out and the books I'd be interested in. And speaking of books that I'd be interested in, the top, I think I'm going to do 13 since I snuck a couple of books in with my top 30 anticipated collected editions coming out the rest of the year. So keep an eye out for that. That will be coming out on Sunday. And yes, our Patreon is where you can get the written documentation. All these books right here that are actually in a document format. All right, let's go ahead and start with our first week. The week of August 6th or 7th, depending on where you get your books. From Marvel Comics, we have the Marvel Multiverse role-playing game. This is the X-Men expansion. Now, I know Maddie has the original one, but I don't know if she's got a chance to... Well, no, she hasn't had a chance, because I still have it. I need to do an overview, and then I'll gift it to her. But this is all written by Matt Forbeck, Francesco Mana, and Jesus Aburtov doing some of the artwork here. And again, this is an expansion. This one has 256 pages, retails for $49.99. Gods is coming out, and it is a trade paperback format, $29.99, 272 pages, collecting Gods 1 through 8, plus all the variants and the bonus pages. I have done an overview of the single issues to kind of prep people for what Gods is, but make sure you tune in every week where I go over all the collected editions coming out from Marvel Comics. This one is $29.99, 272 pages. Immortal Thor, Volume 2, All Trials Are One. Is that Scourge there? The Executioner. I do see Scourge. So collecting Immortal Thor 6 through 10. Roxxon presents Thor. And this one has 144 pages, $19.99. Continuing the Al Ewing run on the Immortal Thor. And that first volume was solid. I don't know if you've had a chance to read it or not. Mighty Marvel Masterworks, The Avengers, Volume 4, The Sign of the Serpent original. The original cover. And also there is the new standard edition cover. Collecting Avengers 31 through 40. And this just reminds me that I need to get with my kids to do more of these Mighty Marvel Masterworks reviews, because I had a fun time doing those with them. But I think they just got caught up with all the things going on in the summertime and then school. So we needed to set time aside to do that. Daredevil by Bendis and Malev, Omnibus Volume 1. This is the new printing, and I've done an overview of this already. Collecting Daredevil 16 through 19, 26 through 50, 56 through 60. The book has 848 pages, and it is $100. Now, the book does have the same misprint that the second printing had, where it's the same panel. In my overview, I pointed out at the very beginning. It's the same panel, but the word bubbles are what they're supposed to be from the comic. So that is something to keep in mind. The Amazing Spider-Man by J. Michael Straczynski, Omnibus Volume 2. Coming out with all 3 different covers the same day. Collecting Amazing Spider-Man 515 to 545. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 1 through 4 and 24. Marvel Knights Spider-Man 19 through 22. Sensational Spider-Man number 41. Spider-Man The Other Sketchbook. And Spider-Man One More Day Sketchbook. So this does bring a close to the J. Michael Straczynski era of Spider-Man, with the return of an old friend leading into the New Avengers, when he gets recruited by the New Avengers, leading into Civil War, leading into Back in Black. Actually, no, The Other actually leads into Civil War, because that's where we get that metal Spider-Man costume. And then, of course, ending with One More Day. The book has 1,136 pages and retails for $125. Deadpool and Cable, Modern Era Epic Collection. Ballistic Bromance, baby. Fabian Nicieza, Patch Searcher, Mark Brooks, and covers by Rob Liefeld on the first 6 issues. Collecting Cable and Deadpool 1 through 18. 424 pages, $44.99. Marvel August 1961. Looks like they are going to be printing these 1960 anthologies in trade paperback format. This is collecting Journey into Mystery 73 and 74. Kathy number 13, Life with Millie number 13, Patsy Walker 97, Amazing Adventures 6, Fantastic Four number 1, which is the whole reason why we have this as a celebration. Kid Cold Outlaw, and that's 101. Linda Carter Student Nurse number 2, Millie the Model 105. Strange Tales number 90, Tales of Suspense 23, Tales to Astonish 25, Gunsmoke Western 67, Love Romances 96, Teen Age Romance 84, Amazing Adult Fantasy 7, Patsy and Hetty 79, and The Rawhide Kid number 25. 520 pages, $49.99. And from the world of DC Comics, Birds of Prey. Almost dropped a bad word there, but I'm really excited about this one. Probably will be in my top 13 books of August. Birds of Prey Volume 1, Megadeth. I even love the title. Kelly Thompson, Leonardo Romero, collecting Birds of Prey 1 through 6. And The Flash by William Messner Loebs and Greg LaRocque, Omnibus Volume 1, collecting The Flash 1 through 28, Flash Annuals 1 through 3, Manhunter 8 through 9, Secret Origins Annual number 2, and pages from Invasion 2 and 3, and featuring a bunch of other never collected issues. That's what the solicits have. So yes, a lot of this stuff has never been collected in trade paperback or any kind of hardcover. So very excited for that one. That one did make it in my top 30. So yeah, that's why I'm doing top 13 instead of just top 10. Batman and Robin Volume 1, Father and Son by Joshua Williamson, Simone DeMeo. This is collecting the first 6 issues of the series. 208 pages, $19.99. Nightwing, Year 1, 20th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. Man, they are really putting a lot on these Year 1 books. We're getting a box set, which is something that I did suggest people getting in case they couldn't find the deluxe editions. But this one is being reprinted in a deluxe edition format. So it will be oversized, and I assume that is the new cover there by Scott McDaniel. So this is Chuck Dixon, Scott McDaniel, Scott Beatty, and collecting Nightwing 101 to 106. And damn it, the thing that they got me on this one is with never before seen extras. Okay. Do I need it again? Of course I do. I'm an idiot. Batman Hush, DC Compact Comics Edition. So Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's masterpiece to a lot of people. I really enjoyed it, so including myself. Collecting Batman 608 to 619, and then the Hush interlude from Wizard Number 0 will be collected for the first time in the compact size books. And Wonder Woman Earth 1 DC Compact Comics Edition will be joining the Hush story. Grant Morrison and Yannick Paquette, and collects the complete Wonder Woman Earth 1. This one has 376 pages, $9.99, and the Hush book is also $9.99. Batman Wayne Family Adventures Volume 5 by CRC Payne and Starbite. Those are real names, because that's pretty kick-ass names. Collecting issues 98 to 116. I'm sorry, they're called episodes because they're webtoon series. $14.99, 208 pages. Green Lantern War Journal, Contagion. This is volume 1. Philip Kennedy Johnson is writing the stories in here, and Montos is the artist, and featuring the character of Jon Stewart. But I did hear this is also where something big happens in the lore of Green Lantern. Fire and Ice, Welcome to Smallville. This is by Joanne Starr and Natasha Bustos. I haven't had a chance to read this, but this is collecting the 6-issue miniseries and the Power Girl special. But I am a fan of both of these characters ever since the days of the JLI. So, yeah, let me know if you read this one. I haven't had a chance to read it. Elseworlds Batman Volume 1 is getting a new printing, collecting Batman Holy Terror, Batman the Blue, the Gray and the Bat, Robin 3000 1 and 2, Batman Dark Joker the Wild, Batman Houdini, The Devil's Workshop, Batman Castle of the Bat, Batman in Darkest Night with a K, Batman Dark Allegiances. And this one is $34.99, 536 pages. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Adventure Man Volume 3 coming out. This is the Matt Fraction and Terry Dotson story, and this collects Adventure Man Ghost Lights 1 and 2. I do think this is a standard size hardcover. And Bloodstrike Battle Blood Book 1 is coming out in a hardcover format. Rob Liefeld is the writer and artist on this, and it is a limited edition oversized hardcover. And it is Bloodstrike, so it was like the spin-off of Brigade, that team, but then that team kind of got killed off and it became one guy. So that guy, that Bloodstrike guy. Firepower by Kirkman and Samney, hardcover book 2 is coming back. I thought this one was going to come out this week, but, or I'm sorry, this week that you're watching. When did I film this? Yes, this past week. But apparently it's been delayed until August 7th, collecting issues 13 through 30 of Firepower. Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the end of the series, isn't it? That's what somebody told me, that they were completing the series. And we're also getting Spawn Bad Business trade paperback coming out that very same week. And that's from the minds of Todd McFarlane and Rory McConville and Thomas Nachlik. Carl Barberi doing the cover there. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Loving Ohio, and that is coming out in a trade paperback. From Boom Studios, we are getting the Magic trade paperback volume 2 with Igara, Jax Salomon, Bajem McKay writing these stories, and we are getting Once in Future volume 2, the deluxe edition, hardcover, and also the slipcase. So collecting issues 19 through 30 of Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora's run on Once in Future. And from IDW, we're getting Star Trek Halloween, and that's just how it's spelled. This is by Joe Asma, and it is a trade paperback for $19.99. And from Titan Comics, we're getting Dead by Daylight, The Legion. And what's interesting about this particular book, this is, by the way, by Nadia Shamas and Dylan Snook. This has a direct market cover, too. So this is based on the best-selling horror survival game, Dead by Daylight. And Titan does do some video game adaptations in comic book or graphic novel format. From the world of manga, we're getting LP Soul Sender. I really like that series. I know Tina's going to do an overview of the series, but this is by Rona, is the mangaka, and volume 4 is coming out for $12.99, published by the folks over at Titan Comics. Blue Exorcist is coming out from Viz. My goodness, we're volume 29 by Zue Kato. I remember getting the anime and thinking, oh, it's over. Daemons of Shadow Realm, Volume 5 is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Square Enix. Now, this is by Hiromu Arakawa, and that is the mangaka from Full Metal Alchemist. And I think friend of the channel, Josh Greathouse, told me about that book. Elusive Samurai Volume 12 is coming out that very same week, and that cover is gorgeous. That's by Yuze Matsui. This is being published by Viz, and $11.99. My Lovesick Life as a 90s Otaku? That's awesome! That one is being published by the folks over at Vertical, and this is volume 4. Why did I not hear about this? Nico Nicholson is the mangaka behind that. A 90s Otaku. I wonder how many people reading that can actually relate. No Love Zone Volume 1 is coming out that very same week, as well as Spy Family Volume 12. And my goodness, that series is still going. I'm hoping for a box set once it's all said and done. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Omnibus Volume 3 is coming out. So I'm really glad that they're continuing those. I hope they continue the box sets, because I was getting them that way. Tokyo Revengers, Letter from Kyosuke Baji Volume 1 is coming out. Now, I do think this is a follow-up to the original Tokyo Revengers, if I'm not mistaken. But please correct me if I'm wrong. This is being published by Seven Seas, and it's by Ken Wakawi and Yukinori Natsu Kawaguchi. So $14.99. But I do believe that's the follow-up, or maybe even a prequel. Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko Omnibus Volume 5. One of my favorite reads this year. I finally got around to reading Volume 1, and I fell in love with it. So I cannot wait to continue reading that series. You and I are polar opposites. Volume 4 is coming out that very same week, as well as Unico. And this one is just one that I hold near and dear to my heart, because I grew up watching the 2 movies. I didn't even know there's a third one until I came to America. But this is by Osamu Tezuka. It's just based on the character. But it's by Samuel Satin, but it's Guri Hiru that is doing the artwork in here. This is published by Graphic, so it is an original book, but regardless, I hope nobody misses it, because especially if you're a fan of Unico, absolutely. And from other publishers, we're getting A Phone Call Away. And I have to say, I really like that cover, man. That cover's awesome. It has like a 60s, like, it kind of reminds me of like the Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew books. I used to read Nancy Drew and Encyclopedia Brim. But anyway, that's kind of the feel that I'm getting from this, even though it's a cell phone, like a cracked cell phone, right? This is by Rich Dueck and Russell Mark Olson, being published by Mad Cave Studios. And Athletes Who Made a Difference, Muhammad Ali is coming out. But not just Muhammad Ali, but also Simone Biles is coming out. Amazing Ash and Superhero. Book 1 is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by Difference Engine. And we're also getting Bendy, Volume 1, Dreams Come to Life. And whenever I see Bendy or any character from that Ink Machine game, always reminds me of my daughter. That one, like, kids are so amazing, because, like, they get into one thing and they get into it huge, and then by the time you're like, oh, let's play it again, and they're like, I'm over it. But anyway, if your kids are still into it, like, maybe it's their first taste of horror, this one is being published by AFK. And also getting Black Sands 7 Kingdoms Volume 1 coming out that very same week from Black Sands Entertainment. And Blurry is coming out in a hardcover format. And we're also getting Brian Talbot's Brainstorm coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at About Comics. Fitz and Cleo is coming out that very same week. And that is published by Square Fish. And this is a part. Fitz and Cleo put a party on it. Frontier is coming out in a trade paperback format. That's being published by the folks over at Magnetic Press. Hover Girls is coming out in both a hardcover and a softcover by Bloomsbury, as well as How It All Ends. Now that one is also coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format. I love that publishers are doing this. That is Green Willow Books that is publishing that particular book. Last Starry Night is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by the folks over at Black Panel Press. And that one is by Jameson O'Done, and $29.99. And I assume might be the story of Van Gogh. Yep, it is. It's where he wandered the French countryside. That is something my wife would love to read. And we're also getting Magic Pickle and Roots of Doom. And that is coming out in a trade paperback format. As well as the Makers Club. And the Makers Club is being published by the folks over at Andrews McMeel. That's being published in a hardcover and a softcover format. Molly and the Bear, An Unlikely Pair. Hey, that rhymes, by Aladdin Books is coming out that week. And we're also getting Mutant Cats hardcover volume 1, published by Gungnir Entertainment. As well as Ninja High School Bikini Sentai G-Ranger coming out that week. And still Ben Dunn working on these books. Ben Dunn has been working on these for so many years. And this is collecting material of Ninja High School 191 to 194. And Steve Ross also working on that particular book. We're also getting the Pop Scars in trade paperback format, as well as Slain Horn God Anniversary Edition trade paperback. Now, that particular book, I do believe, is coming out in a hardcover, but that is exclusive to the 2000 AD Rebellion shop, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check, but I think it is. And we're also getting Tali, Daughter of the Moon, Volume 3 coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Oni Press. That is by Soria. $19.99. At first glance, I thought it was a manga. Valiant Universe Hero Origins Bloodshot. I have been having a blast with these books. Alien Books / Valiant was kind enough to send me the first 7 titles, and I am reading it for the first time. Some of them are very reminiscent of like some of the other works, like Dwayne Swarzynski working on Bloodshot. Kind of reminds me of his run a little bit on cable. But you do have artwork in here by Barry Kitson and Manuel Garcia. This is collecting issues 1 through 13, and it is $24.99. I'm almost done with the... I got, I think, 2 more volumes, and then I can do a proper overview of it. We Are Big Time is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks at Random House Young Readers. And Young's Kainobi Tales, Volume 2, Gouache War, is coming out that week, and that is coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format. And Uncle Sam's Special Edition is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by Abrams Comics Art. This, I believe, was published by DC Comics. It's by Steve Darnell and Alex Ross, if you haven't had a chance to read it. Again, I still see that's weird because the DC Black Label is there, but it's being published by Abrams Comics Art, and it's not in the DC solicitations. But if you haven't had a chance to read it, this has some stellar, and I mean stellar, Alex Ross artwork. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of these books so far, and you live in Canada, check out our first sponsor. BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $200 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
The week of August 13th or 14th from Marvel Comics, we have Marvel Masterworks, The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 3. So this is part of the Remasterworks program, collecting issues 20 through 30 of Amazing Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man Annual Number 2. 288 pages, $75. And Spider-Man Brand New Day Omnibus Volume 1. And both covers will be available the same day, collecting Free Comic Book Day 2007, Amazing Spider-Man 546 to 583, Amazing Spider-Man Annual Number 1, Secret Invasion, Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 3, President's Day Celebration Digital Comic, Spider-Man Fear Itself One Shot, Amazing Spider-Man Extra Number 2, Spider-Man Swing Shift Director's Cut One Shot, and material from Amazing Spider-Man Extra Number 1. The book has 1,280 pages, and it is $125. Miles Morales Spider-Man by Cody Ziegler Volume 3. It's part of the Gang War storyline, and Federico Vincentini and Federica Mancini are the main artists on this, collecting Miles Morales Spider-Man 13 through 16 and Giant Size Spider-Man number 1. 112 pages, $15.99. Spider-Gwen Into the Unknown. So this is all part of the Ghost Spider digest size books by Takeshi Miyazawa. Sean McGuire is the writer on this, collecting Ghost Spider 1 through 10. Resurrection of Magneto, Al Ewing and Luciano Vecchio. And this is collecting Resurrection of Magneto 1 through 4. And Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, part of the Gang War storyline by Greg Pak and Kaio Mahado. And this one is $19.99, 152 pages, collecting not just Deadly Hands of Kung Fu Gang War 1 through 3, but Shadowland Spider-Man, Free Comic Book Day 2011, and Shang-Chi number 1. It's an interesting collection to patent it out. Beware the Planet of the Apes. So this is part of the ongoing miniseries. So there's like miniseries that make up one long storyline. But this one is Beware the Planet of the Apes 1 through 4 by Mark Guggenheim and Alvaro Lopez. Daredevil, Epic Collection Root of Evil. This is the new printing. And collects Daredevil 333 to 344. Elektra Root of Evil 1 through 4. So it is stories in here by Gregory White, D.G. Chichester, Tom Greinberg, Scott McDaniel doing some of the artwork, and this one is 440 pages, $44.99. The Invincible Iron Man Omnibus Volume 2. Both covers available the same day. This is collecting Iron Man 1 through 25, and then material from Tales of Suspense 84 to 99, and then of course when the title was changed, Captain America after that, and then Iron Man got his own series. Iron Man and the Submariner number 1, 848 pages, $100, and finally back to print. Venom Modern Era Epic Collection Space Knight. So this stuff right here has never been collected in omnibus format, just to let people know. This is collecting Venom 36 through 42 and Venom Space Knight 1 through 13. This is by Robbie Thompson and Cohen Bunn. $44.99, 448 pages. From the world of DC Comics, we're kicking it off with Blue Beetle Volume 1 Scarab War by Josh Trujillo and Adrian Gutierrez Gonzalez. And this is the first volume of the new ongoing series. So this is part of the Dawn of DC, $19.99, 136 pages. Superman Lost. I got to interview Christopher Priest last year, and he was going on about how much he loved doing this particular story. And this is drawn by Carlo Pagulayan, and this is $24.99, 248 pages. 100 Bullets, Brother Lono, the deluxe edition. I can't believe we're actually getting this. So if you kept your deluxe editions of 100 Bullets, more power to you. I actually kept mine because I was like, well, the last omnibus doesn't collect it. Maybe one day we'll get a deluxe edition, and sure enough, here it is. All 8 issues of the miniseries collected in an oversized format. $34.99, 216 pages. And Batman by Paul Dini Omnibus, the new printing. And this is collecting Batman 685, Annual Number 1, Black and White Number 3, Gotham Knights 14, Streets of Gotham 1 through 4, 7, 10 through 14, 16 through 21, Holiday Special Number 1, Detective Comics 821 to 824, 826 to 828, 831, 833, and 834, 837 to 841, 843 to 850, 852, and 1000. $125 and 26 pages. Detective Comics 1000, the new deluxe edition. So it's getting a new printing. So it's an anthology collection of just different stories in Detective Comics 1000. It's 176 pages, $24.99. You're going to find the work in here: Paul Dini, Tony S. Danielle, Becky Cloonan, Greg Capullo, Joelle Jones, Kelly Jones, Tom King, Warren Ellis, Steve Epting, Jeff Johns, Brian Michael Bendis, Neil Adams, just to name a few of the creators. Batman Detective Comics Volume 2, Gotham Nocturne Act 1. This is the Ron V. and Simon Spurrier story, with Hayden Sherman doing some of the artwork, collecting issues 1066 to 1069 of Detective Comics. And Batman Superman World's Finest Volume 3, Elementary. This is by Mark Waid and Dan Mora, collecting issues 12 through 17. However, it is the trade paperback edition, 168 pages, $17.99. From the world of Image Comics, we're getting Bloody Dozen in trade paperback format, as well as the House of the Unholy. Now, that one is coming out in a hardcover format. This is by Ed Brubaker, Jacob Phillips, and Sean Phillips, who have been coming out with original graphic novels, by the way. And we're also getting the Invincible trade paperback volume 4. This is the new edition. And, whoa, this one snuck up on me. Philadelphia, the deluxe edition, volume 2 is coming out that week. This is by Rodney Barnes and Jason Sean Alexander. Collecting issues 13 through 24, $34.99. And from Dark Horse Comics, we are getting the Witchfinder Omnibus Volume 2. So stories in here by Mike Mignola, Chris Robertson, and Ben Stenbeck, Christopher Mitten. This is all the story of Sir Edward Grey, and this is collecting volumes 4 through 6 of that. This one is a paperback, $29.99, 424 pages. And Time Traveler Tales is coming out in a trade paperback format. From Boom Uncanny Omar talk pretty one day. From Boom Studios, we are getting Once Upon a Time at the End of the World Volume 3. So continuing the Jason Aaron, Nick Dragotta, and Leila Del Duca, Ariel Olivetti. This is collecting Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, 11 through 15, $17.99. We are also getting Rare Flavors coming out in trade paperback format. This is by Ron B. and Philippe Andrede, collecting Rare Flavors 1 through 6. $16.99 for that trade paperback. Rocco's Modern Life and Afterlife, wow, that got dark real quick, is coming out that very same week. And that is by a bunch of creators for, let's see, Modern Life 1 through 8 and Modern Afterlife 1 through 4, $18.99. So you have Ryan Ferrier, and you've got Marley Enger and David DeGrand, Tony Millionaire, it's an awesome name, and Anthony Birch, just to name a few of the creators on that particular title. From the world of IDW, we're getting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles IDW Collection Volume 4, collecting issues 29 through 37 of Ninja Turtles, the ongoing series, the Ultram Empire, and the 2014 Annual. This is a trade paperback for $39.99, 344 pages. And David Mazzucchelli's Batman Year 1 Artist Edition. This collects, of course, the pages from issues 404 to 407. And I know a lot of us are super excited about that one. From the world of Titan Comics, we're getting Robotech, Rick Hunter. Man, do I love those stories. There is a standard edition and a direct market cover. But, sorry, Rick. It wasn't Min-May for me, man. It's Lisa. Anyway, this is, of course, based on the 80s animated series. Not Macross, but Robotech, the Carl Masick series, where he put 3 different series together into one show. But this is by Brandon Easton, Simone Ragazzoni, and Derek Chu doing the cover art there on one of the covers, and collecting issues 1 through 4. Man, that brings back memories. I loved Robotech. Blade Runner 2039 Ash is coming out. And this is Volume 3 by Mike Johnson and Andre Guinaldo. And from the world of manga, we are getting Alpha, Wolf Girl, Omega, Wolf Boy, Volume 1 from Steamship. And Steamship is the rather risque, even though I've seen a lot worse covers. And what's it called? Wait, no, that's not Ghost Ship. Thought that was Seven Seas Ghost Ship. Maybe, okay, never mind. It's a different publisher. Forget I just said that. Maybe it's not risque at all. Demon Slayer Kimetsu Academy Volume 3 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Viz. We're also getting Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. Man, I have similar stories like that, but this is Volume 13. My stories did not go that far. I Want to End This Love Game, Volume 3 is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Viz. And we're also getting Killer Shark in Another World, Volume 1, and that particular manga is being published by the folks over at Seven Seas Entertainment, and that cover, this is by Kuboken, is just ridiculously awesome. I don't know what's going to happen to that little girl. I'm assuming she's going to be okay. Medaka Kuroiwa is Impervious to My Charms. Volume 8 is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Vertical Comics. And we're also getting More Than a Married Couple, But Not Lovers, Volume 1, published by Udon Entertainment. I know they were hyping that up at San Diego Comic-Con. My Hero Academia Team Up Missions Volume 5. And I know My Hero Academia, the manga, the main manga is coming to an end. My Isekai Life Volume 14 is coming out. And that is being published by the folks at Square Enix. And we're also getting Navigating With You. That's an original graphic novel. And, an original manga, sorry. And that is being published by the folks over at Mad Cave. So that's pretty cool that Mad Cave is doing some stuff here. Or maybe putting it under their Maverick label to make it look like a manga. But it is Jeremy Wheatley, so an American-made manga, if you will. We're getting Concierge at Hokyoku Department Store Volume 1. Man, I love that cover. And that is being published by Seven Seas Entertainment by Tsuchika Nishimura. And that is the mangaka, $13.99. What the hell is going on at this store? And Pokemon Sword and Shield Volume 10 is coming out from the folks over at Viz. We're also getting Splatoon 3 Splatlands Volume 2 coming out that week. And Vampire Hunter D Volume 6. Oh, yes! All day, every day. My wife loves those novels. And she was like, they're not cheesy at all. They're so good. And then you get the Yoshitaka Amano art inside of them. From the world of other publishers, we have Adventures of the Mad Tsar coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by the folks over at Black Plano Press. This is by Tarek and Lionel Choin. And we're also getting Akutagawa's Rashomon and Other Stories manga edition. But this is being published by Tuttle Publishing, who has been bringing some stuff over from Japan. But this is known as the manga edition. And I'm not sure if people have been picking these up, if they are in like the traditional right to left format, or if they're left to right. Ash's Cabin is coming out in a trade paperback format from First Second Books. That is by Jan Wang. And man, I love that cover. You got a kid with a dog? Or is that a wolf? Oh man, don't tell me that animal gets hurt. Blood and Ice Masterwork Edition is coming out that very same week, as well as Carrier's Trade Paperback Season 2, and that is being published by the folks over at Red 5 Comics. Don't Let Go is coming out in a hardcover format, and that is being published by the folks over at Magnetic Press. So that is coming out that particular week. Eat Your Heart Out trade paperback volume 1 is coming out from Oni Press, and that is by Terry Bloss and Matthew Newton and Lydia Anslow, $14.99. We're also getting Gone in hardcover format, and that is the Distillery media book. Now, I have heard like some of the expanded edition versions are exclusive to their store, but okay, let's go back. There's also a direct market exclusive, maybe this is it, with additional pages. So okay, this has the complete 3 issues plus the 11-page story from the Devil's Cut, plus this new cover. This is by Jock and Jamie McKelvey. That's interesting. Because the regular version is $30 and that one is $75. Somebody else was talking about one of their other books that they added like additional pages, and it's $75, while the other one that has like 20 less pages is only $30. Very interesting. But I mean, if you really like a creator, then I don't know. Lion Dancers is coming out in a trade paperback and a hardcover edition, and that's being published by the folks at Simon & Schuster's Books for younger readers. We're also getting No Future hardcover coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Magnetic Press. And we're getting the Oba Electroplating Factory coming out in a hardcover format from Drawn and Quarterly. This is by Yoshiharu Suge and Ryan Holmberg. And it's a startling, bleak, but nonetheless captivating portrait of mid-century Japan in its most unglamorous iteration. Oh, that looks really interesting. Okay. Past Last Mountain is coming out in a trade paperback format from Sex Publishing. That's CEX. And we're also getting the Pink Floyd and Comics hardcover from NBM. And that has a different array of creators like Nicholas Finette and Tony Ludenko, Thierry Lamy, just to name a few, $32.99. We are getting Scalanor the Decomposer coming out in a trade paperback format. And we are also getting the Stephen Curry Volume 1 coming out, and that's being published by the folks over at Penguin Workshop. And Tiffany's Garden is coming out in a hardcover and a trade paperback format. Two Tales is coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Difference Engine. And we are getting Walt Disney's Donald Duck 90th Anniversary. And that, of course, is being published by the folks over at Fantagraphics. This one is $59.99, and it does include stories in here from Carl Barks and Don Rosa, amongst other writers and artists that have worked on the character of 90 years. When does that become public domain? Right? Because, I mean, Mickey... Anyway, Yokai Cats is coming out that week, and that is from 7 Seas Entertainment, but not really a manga? Pandania? Okay. Regardless, if you're interested in purchasing any of these books, don't forget to check out our sponsor in Europe.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, and you can use the code Near Mint Condition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over €40. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
The week of August 20th or 21st from Marvel Comics, we have Amazing Spider-Man by Zeb Wells, Volume 10, Breathe. And this is collecting part of the Blood Hunt storyline. So, Amazing Spider-Man 45 to 49, and then material from Free Comic Book Day, Spider-Man Ultimate Universe, and Web of Spider-Man number 1. That's the 2024 Web of Spider-Man. 136 pages, $17.99. Star Wars Mace Windu, The Twilight Run. And this is collecting Star Wars Mace Windu 1 through 4, and material from Star Wars Revelations number 1. 112 pages, $15.99. Marvel Masterworks, The Fantastic Four, Volume 26. So here we have issues 278 to 285, Annual 19, Avengers Annual 14, Marvel Graphic Novel 18, The Sensational She-Hulk, and material from Secret Wars 2, number 2. And the book has 384 pages and retails for $75. Both covers available the same day. So this is the Uncle Raj and John Byrne era of Fantastic Four. Century Legacy by Jason Liu is coming out, collecting Century 1 through 4, the 2023 series. It's interesting, because I think this was supposed to come out earlier this year, but not coming out until now, this particular month, August. And Aliens Epic Collection Original Years Volume 2. So this is the Dark Horse era that collects Aliens Genocide 1 through 4, Aliens Hive 1 through 4, Aliens Tribes, Aliens Newt's Tale 1 through 2, material from Dark Horse Insider 14 through 27, Dark Horse Presents 5th Anniversary Special, and Dark Horse Presents 56. The Incredible Hulk Epic Collection Ground Zero is coming out. So Peter David and Todd McFarlane's era of the Incredible Hulk, 331 to 346, Marvel graphic novel Incredible Hulk and the Thing, The Big Change, 464 pages, $44.99. The Avengers by Jason Aaron, oversized hardcover, volume 5, collecting Avengers 46 through 62, Avengers 1 million, BC number 1, and then Free Comic Book Day 2021 Avengers Hulk. Now, we are also getting the Avengers Forever by Jason Aaron Omnibus that wraps up all of this in an oversized format. But that's not until I want to say it's in January next year, or it might be by the end of the year. If only I knew the guy that announced these books and could remember everything. Cable United We Fall. By the way, I love the fact that they did the new colors. I don't know. I love this original picture here, which was a poster in the Cable miniseries Blood and Metal, but they decided to use it as a cover here, and it's got the new colors. I don't know. It's just awesome. I love the way that John Romita Jr. drew Cable. He didn't do the internal artwork in here. This collects the Cable issues 1 through 4 by Fabian Nicieza and Scott Eaton. And it's a fun series, honestly. It takes place during the fall of X, but you don't need to know what's going on exactly. Thanos, Return of the Mad Titan. Christopher Cantwell? Oh, hell. Luca Pizzari and Herman Peralta. This is collecting Thanos 1 through 4. Huh. Didn't know that was coming out so soon. Batman Volume 2, The Batman of Gotham. And this is Chip Zdarsky and Mike Hawthorne working on this book. And this is $16.99, 240 pages. Green Lantern by Jeff Johns. Book 1. It's coming out with a new printing. Collecting Green Lantern Rebirth 1 through 6. Green Lantern Secret Files 2005 number 1. Green Lantern Corps Recharge 1 through 5. And the Green Lantern Ongoing Series 1 through 3. $39.99, 400 pages. Swamp Thing by Rick Veitch, Book 1. Wild Things. So, finally coming out. Collecting issues 65 through 73. Swamp Thing Annual number 3. Hellblazer 4 through 5. Material from Secret Origins 23. And Infinity Incorporated number 4. So, that book is $29.99 and it has 352 pages. And we're also getting Titans Beast World. And that is a trade paperback that is coming out the very same week. And this is by Tom Taylor and Ivan Reyes, collecting Beast World 1 through 6, $29.99, 232 pages. We're also getting Titans Beast World Tour by Joe Casey, Philip Kennedy Johnson. And this is collecting Titans Beast World Tour Metropolis, Gotham, Central City, Atlantis, and Star City. $29.99, 192 pages. Nancy Collins' Swamp Thing Omnibus is coming back to print. In case you missed out on it, collecting the Swamp Thing issues 110 to 139, Swamp Thing Annual 6 and 7, Black Orchid 5, and then the story from Vertigo Jam number 1. Also has behind-the-scenes artwork. I've done an overview of the original printing many years ago. I think that was one that DC sent my way. It was before the Black Label line. So, Phil Hester doing the artwork. This is the stuff that happens after the Alan Moore era of something. $125, 984 pages. Elseworlds Justice League Volume 1 is coming out, and this collects Elseworlds Finest 1 and 2, Earth's Uncanny, I'm gonna talk pretty one day, Earth's, still trying to talk pretty, Elseworlds Finest, Supergirl and Batgirl, Justice Riders number 1, League of Justice 1 and 2, Titans Scissors Paper Stone 1, Wonder Woman Amazonia number 1. So you are going to find the work in here of Ed Hannigan and Chuck Dixon and Adam Warren, Kieran Dwyer, Bill Oakley. 432 pages, $34.99. From the world of Image Comics, we are getting Bear Pirate Viking Queen. Now that is a badass name. This is by Sean Lewis and Jonathan Marks Baravecchia. And this is $19.99. Okay. Getting a little bit of like Bill Sienkiewicz vibe from that cover, but I don't even know what, I don't want to know what this is. Based on the cover alone, I just want to check it out. If you've read it though, let me know in the comments down below. And we are also getting the Invincible Complete Library hardcover volume 6 and the signed edition coming out that same day. That one has been delayed. This collects the finale, so collecting Invincible 133 to 144. We are also getting the Spawn Compendium volume 6 coming out that very same week, collecting issues 251 to 300. And I do remember, maybe it was Todd McFarlane that said they just wanted to collect these stories up to 300 and then take a break. I don't know if that's true or not, because I mean they have gone past 300, but they would need to go to 350. We need 50 more issues for a volume 7, but I can't remember where I saw that. I hope that's not true. I hope they continue these collected editions. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Cuphead Volume 3, Colorful Crack-Ups and Chaos, coming out that week. We are also getting the Book of Evil, and that is coming out in a trade paperback format, and that is by Scott Snyder and Jacques. $19.99, 192 pages. EC Archives Haunt of Fear Volume 4 is coming out, and this has of course been released in a hardcover, but now it is coming out in a cheaper edition. This is $19.99 for 216 pages, and collecting Haunt of Fear 19 through 24. I do think this is the one that has a forward by Rob Zombie. There we go. And Avatar: The Last Airbender, Bounty Hunter and Tea Brewer, coming out in a trade paperback format, as well as the Sunny Luna, the Traveling Oracle, coming out that week from Warren Please, $24.99 and 128 pages. From the world of Boom Studios, we are getting Firefly, and that is the Fall Guys hardcover coming out that week. And I'm looking at the dimensions right now, and nope, no dimensions. I assume it's going to be a standard size hardcover. Sam Humphries, Jordi Perez, and this one's $24.99. Man, I missed that show. Hunt for the Skywalker trade paperback is also coming out that week, and that is by Zach Thompson. Getting a lot of Tynion vibes from that cover though. And this is collecting the first 4 issues by Valeria Burso and Martin Simmons. $17.99. And Slow Burn is coming out in a trade paperback format by Ollie Masters. That one's collecting Slow Burn 1 through 5, $19.99. And from the world of IDW, we're getting Space Junk coming out in a trade paperback format. And we're also getting Codex Black Book 2, Bird of Ill Omen. This is by Camilo Moncada Lozano, $16.99. And also, that's awesome, Godzilla Monster Island Summer Camp. Oh man, that cover is adorable. Rosie Knight, Oliver Ono. Yeah, I'm one of these people that don't care when they make my favorite characters or my giant-sized monsters into what we used to call super form. What are they called now? Chibi-size? I think people call them chibi-size. Chibi-size characters. Yeah, I don't care. They've done it with Wolverine. They've done it with Guts. They could take the manliest, most masculine character and chibi-size them, whatever. I mean, this looks adorable, though. How could you not think that? Oh, I mean, Godzilla doesn't look that cute, but the idea is there. I don't know what this is, but I'm in. $12.99. It is a trade paperback. The Ministry of Compliance is coming out in a trade paperback edition, and that is coming out that week, as well as the 30 Days of Night Deluxe Edition Book 2 coming out that week. And that is, of course, by Steve Niles, Matt Fraction, Ben Temple-Smith, and Cody Chamberlain. $34.99. And collecting the other miniseries that follows up the Vampiric Saga. So this is the Bloodsucker Tales, the Journal of John Eco's Dead Space, and picking up the pieces and spreading the disease. 480 pages, $34.99. From the world of Dynamite Comics, we got Darkwing Duck, Foul Play. This is the signed edition by Amanda Diebert. And Garbage Pail Kid Origins. This is a hardcover edition, but it is also signed. From the world of Titan Comics, we are getting the Rebel Moon, House of the Blood Axe. This is a trade paperback. And we are getting a direct market edition of this trade paperback by Rafael Albuquerque. From the world of Manga, we are getting a business proposal coming out that week. And that is published by Easy Press. And All or Nothing, and that is being published by the folks at Yen Press. This is by Shike. And we are getting Breasts Are My Favorite Things in the World, Volume 8. And I just want to state that we have 8 volumes of this wonderful, lovable manga by Yen Press, by Wakame Kombu. And this is the final volume. So that might be the last time I get to say breasts are my favorite things in the world. So long. Okay, moving on to Bungo Stray Dogs Volume 24. And that is coming out by the folks over at Yen Press. But it's not the only Bungo Stray Dogs, because we're also getting Bungo Stray Dogs Dazai Chuya Age 15 Volume 2. And published by Yen Press. That one is $13. Both of them are $13. Cat on Hero's Lap Volume 3 is coming out. That's adorable. Man, some of these covers just make me smile. And then some of them make me take a second look. Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainous short story collection is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Yen Press. We are also getting Do You Like Big Girls? Oh! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Omnibus edition now. Breaking news. Probably not for people that know this. This is by Ghost Ship Entertainment by Goro Aizome. I guess Do You Like Big Girls Omnibus is coming out. Doesn't say how big it is though. The Omnibus. Alright. Keep it together. This week, man. This week. Friday at Atelier. Volume 2 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Yen Press. And I love that cover. Love the colors there. Hachoji Specialty Tengus Love Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. And that is being published over by the folks over at Yen Press. And we're also getting Hate Me But Let Me Stay Volume 1. And that is by Seven Seas Entertainment. And Hijiki is the mangaka behind that particular title. I Want to Do Bad Things With You, Volume 1 is coming out that same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Viz. And we have In Another World, My Sister Stole My Name, Volume 1. These isekais, man, they just get ridiculous with these titles. Yen Press. But I know people love them. May Tomorrow Bring Rainbows is coming out that very same week. And that is being published by the folks over at Kuma. We are also getting Rejected by Heroes Party, A Princess Lives a Quiet Life. Volume 1 coming out that very same week. As well as Riviere and the Land of Prayer, Volume 1 coming out that very same week. And that is being published over by the folks at Yen Press. And that is a Volume 1. We're getting Solo Leveling, continuing this particular series. I really liked I think it was the first 7 volumes that I got to read. Solid stuff. And Strategic Lovers, Volume 1 is coming out that very same week. As well as Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 4. And that is being published by the folks at Yen Press. Man. We're also getting Tied to You, Volume 2, coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Easy Press. And Too Many Losing Heroines, Volume 1 is coming out that week. and that is being published by the folks over at Seven Seas Entertainment. This one here is by Takebi Amamori and Itachi. The face kind of reminds me of the 80s art styles. And we're also getting You Like Me, Not My Daughter, Volume 4. And that is being published by the folks over at Seven Seas Entertainment. Is that girl, she blushing? Psalm 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Volume 15 is coming out that week, and that is being published by the folks over at Viz. Now, from other publishers, we have Boy Island hardcover coming out, and that is being published by the folks over at Silver Sprocket, and it is done in a landscape format by Leo Fox, $29.99. We are also getting Chupacabra, Tales of Bluk and Ink in hardcover format, and Einstein in Kafkaland is coming out that week, and that is being published by the folks over at Bloomsbury. We're getting the Fantagraphics Underground Cutting Season coming out that week, and that is being published, of course, by Fantagraphics, and this is by Banu Pratap, $29.99. And we are getting the Here Comes Calico, the Ultimate Defender of Animals. And I do have to say something really quick about this particular title and these folks. This is by Sigma Comics. Every time I go to a convention, H.H. Herman is there. Sometimes it's Renato Pinto, who's the artist. And these guys are just giving away their comics because the sales of their comics, what they do is they take the money and give to animal shelters. And I think that is such a wonderful thing. So even though I didn't get anything from them, I did donate to whatever animal shelter they were going. But they are so sweet. I'd love to have them on the show one day. When I told them when their first big trade comes out to hit me up. But it looks like they're doing maybe skinny trade. I'm not sure what their volume 4 is. But regardless, if you ever see them at a con, take the time to talk to these guys. They're wonderful people. And Halloween Spellbent is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Razorbill. We are also getting Never Again Will I Visit Auschwitz. And that is in a hardcover format. Now, that one is being published by the folks at Fantagraphics. And it is by Richter Ari. And it is his debut memoir of the New York-based artist Ari Richter. Okay. Weaves together two haunting stories about his grandfather and his great-grandfather's imprisonment in Dachau and Auschwitz. Man, they put out some stellar stuff. And Our Beautiful Darkness is coming out. This is published by Unruly Enchanted Lion. And this is by Onjaki, by Lynn Miller Lockman and Antonio Jorge Gonzalez. $16.95. Pearl is coming out in a hardcover and a softcover format. And that is published by Graphics Publishing. T-Dragon Tapestry is coming out with the Treasury Edition. I do believe this one was running a little bit late. No. They've already done a Treasury Edition of the first book. This is the second book. Walt Disney's Donald Duck, Mystery of the Swamp, is coming out that week. And that is, of course, being published by the folks at Fantagraphics. This is part of the Carl Barks library. And $35. Man, this is crazy. How close we are to almost finishing this out. I do find it interesting that there's an extra Mickey Mouse mystery story in this one. They don't really put the two of them together unless it's like modern stuff. We Are the Medicine is coming out, and that is by Highwater Press. And we're also getting What We Mean by Yesterday by Fantagraphics. And this is when we're getting Zorro, Man of the Dead. There is a trade paperback edition. This is, of course, by Sean Gordon Murphy, who I interviewed on the show talking about specifically this particular series. And there is a direct market cover that is available. And this collects the 4-issue series. No talk of a hardcover yet, but we will see. We shall see. And the last week of August of 2024, we are kicking it off with Blade Volume 2, Evil Against Evil. And this is by Brian Hill, Elena Casagrande, Valentina Pinti, and collecting Blade 6 through 10. $15.99, 112 pages. Avengers Twilight by Chip Zdarsky and Daniel Acuna is coming out. And this collects all 6 issues of Avengers Twilight in trade paperback, 208 pages, $24.99. And the Astonishing Melanie has done an overview of the actual issues, and that will be coming out, or unless it already came out. Did I already? Oh, I did. I think I made that one live on Tuesday. Whoops. Carrying on, Wolverine by Benjamin Percy, Volume 9, Sabretooth War, Part 2 is coming out. And this concludes the era of Wolverine during the Krakoa era. So, Benjamin Percy, Corey Smith, Lionel Francis Yu, $24.99, 176 pages. And Namor the Submariner, Epic Collection, Titans 3, collecting Namor 28 through 49, Daredevil 77, material from Kazar number 1. And this one's $49.99 and 512 pages. And Stingray making an appearance there. The Invincible Iron Man, Omnibus Volume 3. So both covers available the same day, collecting Iron Man 26 through 67 and Daredevil 73. So this is a big deal because people were worried that the Golden Avenger was the forgotten character from the Silver Age and they weren't going to make any more. But here we are with a Volume 3. And Spider-Gwen Smash is coming out. And this is by Melissa Flores and Enid Balam. And the cover there is by David Nakayama. Collecting Spider-Gwen Smash 1 through 4. $17.99, 128 pages. Fall of the House of X and Rise of Powers of X coming out that particular week. And that is collecting Fall of the House of X 1 through 5, Rise of the Powers of X 1 through 5, and then material from X-Men 35. It is $50 for 392 pages. It is a trade paperback, so please keep that in mind. There was no oversized hardcover of that. Vengeance of Moon Knight, Volume 1. New Moon is coming out by Jen McKay, Alessandro Capuccio. And the cover there is by David Finch. Badass cover. Collecting Vengeance of Moon Knight 1 through 4. $15.99, 112 pages. Venom Epic Collection The Hunger is coming out. And this is collecting Venom The Hunger 1 through 4. Venom Tooth and Claw 1 through 3. And Venom on Trial 1 through 3. Venom License to Kill 1 through 3. Venom Seed of Darkness -1. And Sign of the Boss 1 and 2. Spider-Man The Venom Agenda number 1, and Venom The Finale 1 through 3. This book has 512 pages, $49.99. From the world of DC Comics, we have Absolute Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the new edition, and this is collecting the original graphic novel. It is 248 pages, $100, and if you haven't had a chance to read it, it's a pretty solid read. That's all I will say. It probably, it's definitely one that I know a lot of people have wanted, but I will always tell people that it's a different type of Batman than what most people are expecting. Wildcats, the complete series by Matthew Rosenberg and Stefan Segovia. And this one here collecting Wildcats 1 through 12. So that's all 12 issues. 456 pages, $49.99. That has to be more than 12 issues. It's 456 pages. Wonder what, unless those issues were super sized. Death at Death's Door, the new edition. And this is, of course, what we called Death the Manga by Jill Thompson. And this one is still coming out in a digest size format, so it's Hunkabon size. Justice League, the World's Greatest Superheroes by Alex Ross and Paul Dini is getting a trade paperback edition. 408 pages, $29.99, collecting Peace on Earth, the Superman story. Batman War on Crime, Shazam, Power of Hope, Wonder Woman, Spirit of Truth, JLA Secret Origins, and JLA Liberty and Justice. And Batman Volume 1, I Am Gotham. This is getting a new printing, the Tom King era of Batman, the one that started it all. So, illustrations here by Ivan Reyes and David Finch, Mikael Jennings, and collecting Batman Rebirth and Batman 1 through 6. And Power Girl, Volume 1, Electric Dreams by Leah Williams and Eduardo Pansica. And this is collecting Power Girl 1 through 7. From the world of Dark Horse Comics, we are getting Powers, Volume 7 by Brian Michael Bendis. And this is collecting Powers Bureau 1 through 12 and some behind the scenes content, $29.99. 376 pages. And Kanto Volume 4, Lionhearted, is coming out in a hardcover format. And if you haven't had a chance to read this stuff, it is so awesome. So this is collecting all 6 issues of Kanto Lionhearted. And by David Boer, Drew Sucker, $29.99, 160 pages. The Magic Order Volume 2 is coming out, and that is part of the Mark Millar universe. And I had no idea that Stuart Eminem was drawing this stuff. This is collecting Magic Order Volume 2, 1 through 6. As well as Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures Phase 3. So this is also taking place in the High Republic era, and it is collecting all 5 issues of Phase 3, and $19.99, 120 pages. From the world of Boom Studios, we are getting Dune, House Atreides Volume 1 with that Jay Lee cover. This is by Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson and Def Pramanik, and collecting issues 1 through 4. And we're also getting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Recharge, collecting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 115 to 118. And from IDW, we're getting Best of My Little Pony, Volume 2, Mares in Manhattan. And I love this era, man. It always reminds me of my oldest. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, issues 21, 22, 64. And My Little Pony Friends Forever 13. And $8.99, 96 pages. She used to collect, she has all the issues from issue 1 to 100. I missed that time of collecting those comics with her. Godzilla, The Complete Monsters and Protectors, is coming out in trade paperback format by Eric Burnham and Dan Schewing. And this collects the entire series of Monsters and Protectors, All Hail the King, and Summer Smash. And Dark Spaces Dungeon is coming out by Scott Snyder and Hayden Sherman. Man, Hayden is just blowing up. They're an amazing artist, too. I got to interview Hayden back at New York Comic Con last year. Really, really young as well. Jim Lee DC Legends Artist Edition is coming out from IDW. And there are, of course, stuff in here from his Batman run. But there's also Wildcat stuff and pre-DC work, which probably means Wildstorm Universe stuff. That one is $150. And from Dynamite Comics, we are getting Cherish Born in Fire. That is by Katana Collins and Gabriel Caetano. Mark Silvestri providing that cover. $19.99. Lilo and Stitch is coming out in a trade paperback and a hardcover by Greg Pak and Julia Giacomino. And David Nakayama supplying the cover there for the trade paperback and the hardcover. And Mad Balls vs. Garbage Pail Kids, gross, signed edition and a hardcover coming out that very same week, as well as Purgatory Must Die from Ray Fox and Alvaro Sareseca. And Victory, trade paperback from David Walker and Brad Weddelde. And that one is $19.99. From Titan Comics, we're getting Jimi Hendrix, Purple Haze, coming out in a hardcover. But not only that, there's also a direct market cover. And from the world of manga, we are getting Cat Companions, Maruru and Hachi, Volume 1, published by 7 Seas Entertainment. That is adorable. Correspondence from the End of the Universe, Volume 5, is coming out that very same week, published by 7 Seas Entertainment. We're also getting Die Dark, Volume 7, coming out that week. Still loving those covers. Creepy from 7 Seas, as well as the Fire Force box set Volume 1. And Gravitation, the Collector's Edition Volume 2 is coming out from 7 Seas Entertainment. This is by Maki Murakami and Yukino Sonoyama. And that is $24.99. How Do We Relationship Volume 11. I can tell you that could probably be a never-ending story right there. My Neighbor Totoro, all in one edition. Now, these were originally published like in 2 hardcovers, and what these are the pretty much the scans of the animation, but broken down into panels, and people can, yeah, I guess read it instead of watch it, but that's all it is. It's just taking the frames of animation and putting them into panels. That cover's very interesting because that's neither Satsuki nor Mai. It's the original character that was supposed to be in My Neighbor Totoro. Lady and Her Butler coming out that very same week, and that is being published by the folks over at Seven Seas Entertainment. We are also getting Someone's Girlfriend, Volume 1, coming out that week, and that is by Seven Seas Entertainment, as well as Tokyo Revengers. And Tokyo Revengers, it's the Omnibus edition, Volume 14. My gosh, they are just cranking those out. From other publishers, we have 40 Years of Scream Archival Collector's Edition hardcover, and that is being published by 2000 AD Rebellion. There's also the Collector's Edition Slipcase Edition. The hardcover is $61.99. The Collector's Edition slipcase is $92.99. Alice Cooper Crossroads coming out in a trade paperback edition. And we are also getting Amazonia Volume 1, Episode 1. That's being published by the folks at Cinebooks. Love those guys over at Cinebooks. And we're getting Billy Bunter Limited Edition Collector's Edition coming out that very same week, published by Book Palace. And Buckle Up is coming out in a trade paperback format. That is by Random House Graphic. And Charred, not Charmed. That's a little different. That would be a different story. Charred Remains by Mad Cave Studios is coming out. That is by Anthony Cleveland and Andre Moody. And big fan of Andre Moody's artwork ever since the Port of Earth. We're also getting Comics Review Presents August 2024 coming out that very same week. Published by Manuscript Press. And the Dark Shadows Complete Newspaper Strips hardcover. This is the second printing that particular collection is getting. The Dark Souls Redemption Volume 1 is coming out that week, and those are being published by Yen Press, while the Dark Souls Willow King trade paperback and direct market cover, there's going to be both of them, those are being published by Titan Comics, so Dark Souls is getting some love. Dick Turpin Limited Edition Collector's Edition is coming out that week from the folks at Book Palace. We are also getting Disney Masters hardcover volume 25, Mickey Mouse River of Time from Fantagraphics. And Panini UK is giving us Doctor Who Return of the Daleks Exterminate. I added that part. That's not added in there. We're also getting the Emily's Inheritance Volume 1 coming out that week. And that is published by Cinebooks. And Everfrost is coming out from the folks at Black Mask Comics. And that is by Ryan Lindsay and Sami Kivela. And Fantagraphics Underground Kate Carew is coming out. This is a trade paperback edition, though. And Eddie Campbell and Kate Carew working on this book, $30. And Frankie and Beastly Bog Song is coming out in a hardcover format, as well as Flesh and Blood, Volume 1 coming out, and that is being published by the folks over at White Heart Comics. We are also getting the Full Shift coming out, and that is by Penguin Young Readers, as well as the Golden Age Classics Amazing Man hardcover Volume 1. And that is not just coming out in a hardcover format, but also a slipcase edition. And PS Art Books is also making it come out in a softcover edition. I Was the Cat 10th Anniversary Edition. And that is being published by the folks over at Oni Press. And that is by Paul Tobin did this. And Benjamin Dewey. $19.99. Ian Gibson's Lifeboat, Volume 1 is coming out, and that is being published by 77 Publishing Limited. And we're also getting the Indigenous Tales from Modern Indigenous Life. The Hanuman trade paperback, Epitome of Devolution and Courage, and that is being published by Ak Comics, Amar Chitra, and Katha. And that is $10, by the way. And we are also getting the Kelpie the Boy Wizard coming out that week. And Kelpie the Boy Wizard is being published by the folks over at Rebellion 2000 AD. So I assume this is a collection of something from long ago. This is by Ken Mennel and John Burns. So let me know in the comments down below if that is something that you used to read. Yeah. Because I know they've done a lot of collections of stories I've never heard of, but some of my viewers from overseas were like, oh my gosh, Omar, you haven't heard of this? This is so good. And I'm like, no. But now that they're doing collections, maybe it'll be my first time reading it. And Leopard from Lime Street Birthright Digest is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Rebellion 2000 AD. And I know of this guy because he was in a collection that one of you wonderful people, Super Laugh Hard, sent my way. This is by Simon Furman, who of course Transformers fame, and PJ Holden, Laurent Lefebvre, and Nick Richey. Oh, Nick Richey, also Transformers. And Life is a Dream is coming out that very same week from Ablaze Publishing. And we're also getting Little by Little, You Can Change the World. And that is so true. Published by Highwater Press. And Lucky Luke by Bluch Untamed is coming out. And that is being published by the folks over at Cinebooks. And we're also getting Mark Ryden's Yakalina Secrets coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks over at Sir Nuno's. And we're also getting Mia and Friends coming out in a hardcover format in a softcover. Heck yeah, man. Girls playing football or soccer. Night Never Ends is coming out that very same week. As well as the Mikkel Valent Legendary Races being published by Cinebooks that very same week. Mikkel Valiant. I wasn't a fan of racing, so I don't know if this is a real racer or not. But that is being published by Cinebooks, $16.95. The Phantom Complete Dailies hardcovers coming out, Volume 1, 1936 to 1937. This is the third printing. Scott Pilgrim, 20th Anniversary Black and White hardcover box set is coming out. Or the Scott Pilgrim 20th Anniversary Color hardcover box set is coming out, depending on your taste. Sometimes it's a matter of what people read first. DC Thompson is publishing Star Blazer, Grant Morrison, and Carlos Pino, Neil Roberts, $24.99. And also Steel Commando, No Time to Lose Digest is coming out from Rebellion 2000 AD. See, it's stories like that. No idea. World Class graphic novel. This is the Spanish edition of World Class coming out. And 13 Mystery Volume 3 Little Jones is coming out that week. And that is being published by the folks at Cinebook. And to wrap up the week and the month of August, Zombie Tramp Deluxe Edition Volume 2 is coming out. $49.99 from Still Ill Comics. Now, if you're interested in purchasing any of these books, check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. more. And those are the collected editions coming out in August of 2024. Let me know in the comments down below which books you are planning on picking up, which ones you didn't even know about were coming, which ones have been delayed that you're like, oh, I gotta get it now, and what your top 10 are. And yeah, don't forget to smash that like button. Check us out on Patreon, where you can find the written documentation. But that is it, everybody. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.